Okay, we're back over doing some more project. So I'm gonna go play with this air cleaner now, over here in the machine shop area. So this is what we're gonna duplicate. That's the stock screw that goes in there like that. So I gotta make this fit onto that carburetor. That's but ugly. That looks good. This here needs a little help. And we got some doodads in here that we don't know what we're gonna do with this stuff. That light's on. Alright, let's see what's inside this bag here. Let's get a donkey dick stuck in there, but we'll see. Let's see what we got here. Bingo. Okay, so that one's a recessed Allen way up inside of there, it looks like. Looks like one of those. I don't think there's any way you're putting a washer in there, is there? Yeah, there's no washer going in that. So it's just going to be a bolt. Looks like they're using all the same size here for everything. Yep. No instructions here, so you get to figure it out yourself. Let's see if we can find something to use over here. Do that one. There you go. Donkey dick. That might not be the official name. These are countersunks. I guess you're using big long ass Allens in here. That's a lot of Allen in there. That's a really lot of Allen. It's not this size either. Different size. And how about this one? Gets tight. It gets run out of threads about the time it hits the cover. It's probably metric. Alright, there's what it looks like. So the dicky goes right in the center. Gives you a nice good laminar flow right into your carburetor. And you get the velocity stack right along in here. Helps come in the other side. Alright, so I definitely want to keep that. It's going to be a lot deeper after I shorten this way the hell up, but I'm okay with that. Let's see if I do that. Get this stupid boss in the way here. If I cut that off, to be a big ass hole there. Maybe weld it up, maybe. I don't want that to go on top of there. That's what we want. Look like that. Except we don't want this ugly ass gap in here, or be anywhere near that thick. Okay, so Time for some modifications. We know what we want to do, we just don't know how we're going to do it yet. So I can either cut this thing all down, or I can just make a bracket that goes across and call it done. I do want to retain this, so this floats, so that's part of the cover, so I'm going to use this. These are definitely going to get shortened. I'm not sure how much. They're going to get shortened. I really don't like this piece of crap on here. It's really pissing me off having it there. It might be going bye-bye. I'm going to blow this all off out here anyway. All this extra area we don't need, it's coming off. So that's going to be coming off anyway, a lot of it. We're going to have to cut this right here for the air cleaner to fit in there, because you want that to fit on top of that correctly. So we'll be chopping that off also. I should be able to put this in my lathe here, hold it in here, and spin all this stuff to do what I need to do. It will not spin this evenly here. I have to hold this out here first and cut this off. So that means I can't use that to cut that. It won't be round. So that's out. So how are we going to hold that? I don't know how we're going to hold that. We could probably grab a hold of this outside lip right now, maybe. Yeah, it looks like it's cut straight enough here. I can grab a hold of this, turn the OD down, and then go from there. Okay, so we'll play with that a little bit. These need to be cut off also, quite a bit. And after that sits down flat. Okay, this here, we don't know how thick it is. We do know we want to retain this though. We know it's pretty thick because that screw goes all the way in there. I know I'm going to have to put another screw right over here to retain my air cleaner, but that shouldn't affect this because this will just cover the whole lot. It's going to be going right through the center of this. So the screws will have plenty of clearance to each other. So what I don't know is how thick this surface here is relative to the depth of the groove here, these grooves. That's what we got to determine. Kind of important. So the easiest way to do that is a depth measurement. I use dead stop method. So you need something that's round and flat. At least has a point or something you can use. So something like a crappy drill bit. Got a hard surface to hit against. This one's broken, so it's probably not a good test candidate. This one here has a pretty blunt tip on it because it's not ground right. We'll use that. Alright, so let's go see how much material we got to play with over here. So first thing you do is you put this in here. Run all the way up in the truck so he knows exactly where it's at, so it can repeat. And take this thing and lay it in. So this has to be able to go to ground all the way against this table to get a depth stop. This isn't very flat. High in the center. And give us that kind of a false reading there. Be nice if this was flat, but it's not. Figure out how we're going to deal with that. Now these screws, these need to be flush whenever we're done, otherwise we're going to have some issue with our air cleaner. A little bit maybe. Let's see here. This has a disc shape to it, curve. So we're going to have a little bit of curve to this also. I think we're going to be keeping this up high in the middle because that's going to help us a little bit. And these screws might be an issue. Not sure, but I like to cut this whole damn thing way down thinner, but these are very, very thick here. Okay. Okay, so we're hitting on that. I got my stop all the way down here, so it goes down and hits. Down all the way. We're locked in right there. So I come over here and zero out my dial over here on my cranker. That's zeroed. So now I know how much this is. We're all the way down. Let's go over and check this area here. It's slightly thicker because I got a little bit of a gap in here. That's about the same. It's definitely a lot thicker there. Definitely thinner down there though. How much thinner is that? About 40 thou thinner. Alright. That's how thick it is right there. Direct reading. That's how I like doing stuff. Direct readings. So that's how thick it is. Now how thick is that? Well, what you do is you put drill bits in there until it doesn't roll through, and that tells you direct reading again. You make it foolproof as much as you can. Drill bits work really good because they have a set dimension on them. And they're repeatable. So there's a 1/4 inch. It ain't that, see? It goes right through. Just gotta pull these out the drill index here. So we got our drill index over here. These are all marked. So we're just gonna go find one that nicks. So let's throw up a couple numbers. Okay, that one kind of hits a little bit. That is close. That one goes right through, see? So we're between 297 and 312. That'd be like 300 thousandths. So we go over to our other ones here. These are our letter. They have letters on them. So we look for something about 302 thou, 303. How about 302? N. 302. Obviously it's got 302, it goes right through. It ain't got much though. So it's safe to say we're like 305. So this is 305 thou thick. Once again, 300 was close enough for dimension. So you got an idea of what we got to work with now. Put your stuff back when you're done with it. So this is 300 thou thick off of this surface. So how deep are these? So that we're going to do with a caliper. $200 almost. That was on the top. Now we were measuring down here the lower stuff down here. 160. So that means after you cut through here, you only got about 140 thou left after you cut through that. That's not going to be too much to work with. that's going to be a problem. So it's better to keep this a little bit thicker, I guess, and we're going to have to cut this other stuff down over here. Cut these posts way down here. But I want to get rid of some of this mass in here because everything's sticking up so high. Just not sure how much we got to work with. See, this has a nice dome to it. Pretty good dome. Now, if I make it too thick, then the problem is the air filter is not going to seal. I'm not going to get the air filter as low as I want to get it on this part. I want to get that as low as I can get it. This filter has to be compressed in here to work, obviously. So you put that in there, you got to go down enough to make this compress. Obviously, this is not going to compress right now. Okay, this stuff here, we don't really need any of this. This does nothing for me, except for maybe machining, for holding it for machining maybe. So if I want to turn the diameter down, flatten this out, it'd be nice to have this to hold on to. This goes around everything, so it's not really in the way per se, at least once you get past this part here. So I think for initially, we'll probably keep this in here. Gives me some surface to work from. So what I need to do, I need to put a hole in this here so I can see how this is going to fit, and then I'll start playing. How much can I trim stuff underneath here to thin it up a little bit? So they got this lip in here. It's supposed to have some kind of a rubber seal going in there. Help seal their filter. See, I don't have a problem with not even having that in there. It does give us strength by having this curve in here, though. But it's not really a necessity to have it, but it makes it a little bit nicer. So if I was able to cut that a little flatter, that allows me to sink this in deeper. And look, that's probably, well, it's not going to be as low as, this is lower than that. So get closer to it. So I'm not sure if I can hold this in my lathe. It's not really much to hold on to. I think that might be a little unsafe. Trying to modify this. They have a rubber seal that goes in there, which I didn't bring. But the thing is, I want to get the, I don't want this aluminum sticking way behind the filter after we cut this off. I still want it to be flush in there. So you can see how the height of this is not even, it's already thick, and we're going to put, this has to go in there too. So that means the filter is going to be hanging way out here, which I do not want. I don't want to have this filter look like this. That is the problem. So if you take that, go like that, go like that. You can see how much of it's hanging out. I don't want that. So I got to try to lose as much height out of this as I can. So that means we're going to have to go in here and cut this away to gain some height. And do some more cutting and banging. Now this is up in the air right now up here. So that can drop down quite a bit, I bet, just by cutting that. I'm hitting on something over here unevenly. I'm hitting on these outside edges right here. These need to go away. So I need to make it shape like this a little bit. So, alright. So, got kind of a basic idea what I want to do. If I hold this in the lathe here, I can trim this away a little bit. Can equalize things. I think I'm going to cut this lip off. Alright, let's go see how we're going to do that. That's the plan. I'm going to play around the lathe and I'll be back. I got to try to make this fit in the lathe over there. I'll figure out something.